Welcome back. I'm Anshul from Quantshala. So in the previous video, we discussed the part one of solutions for sequences in series. So we had a quiz today on our Facebook group where there were 9 questions to be solved in 20 minutes on sequences in series. So this is the part two of the solutions video. In part one, we discussed question number 1 to question number 5. This will be for question number 6 to question number 9. Okay, so if you haven't watched the first part and if you want to understand those questions, then click on the I icon on the top to watch the part 1. The link will also be in the description below. Okay, and if there are some questions that you do not want to watch, some question you want to jump directly to a 7th question or let's say the 9th question, you can go to the first comment on this video and you will find the timing of each question so that you can directly jump to that question. Okay, so moving on to question number 6, we have sequence of numbers a1, a2, a3, an. Okay, this is a small n exists such that the sum of first n numbers can be calculated as this. Okay, so the sequence of numbers exists such that the sum of first n numbers is this, where n is greater than 1. Okay, n is greater or equal to 1, I think. Okay, so find the value of a1 plus a21. Okay, again a very classic question, which if you understand you can solve a whole lot of other questions as well. Okay, so we have given the sum of first n terms and we need to calculate the value of a1 and a21. So a more generic case of this will be if you are given Sn as 2n cube plus 4 and I'm asking you what is the an, what is the nth term of this sequence. See, this is not an AP, this is not a GP, because AP and GP have totally different form of sums. Okay, AP has a quadratic sum but this is cubic. So you cannot use any standard AP or GP formulas here. So simply how do you calculate an? See, what is the sum of first n terms? Sn can be written as a1 plus a2 till an minus 1 and then finally an. Okay. What is Sn minus 1? This is the sum till n minus 1 terms. So a1 plus a2 plus a3 dot 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 till a minus 1, an minus 1. Okay. If you subtract both of these, what you get is an on the RHS. So on the LHS you get Sn minus 1 is equal to an. So now you know how to calculate the nth term of any sequence given the sum. So what will be an in this case? So let me remove this and I'll simply write an is equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. You don't need to calculate it generically in this case because all we need to calculate is a21. Okay, so you can just directly put n equal to 21 here, n equal to 20 here, and then subtract those values to get the answer. But I'll still solve it generically for you. So Sn is 2n cube plus 4 minus 2n minus 1 ka whole cube plus 4. This 4 anyway gets cancelled, you get 2 common, n cube minus n minus 1 whole cube. Use the formula for a cube minus b cube. A cube minus b cube is a minus b, which is 1, into a square plus b square plus ab. So a square is n square plus n minus 1 square plus n into n minus 1. Okay. So ultimately this is what you get. So this is the formula for an, expression for an, and then finally you get 2 multiplied by n square will come 3 times, 1 from here, 1 from here, 1 from here. So you get 3n square. This is completely over. Then you get another minus 2n from here and then minus n from here. So you get minus 3n and then you get plus 1 from here. Okay. So this is finally coming out to be 6n square minus 6n plus 2. So what is the value of a1? Can a1 be calculated like this? a1 will be 6 minus 6 plus 2. a1 is equal to 2. Is this correct? No, this is wrong. Okay. One thing to keep in mind is whenever we use this, what is the condition here? See, for Sn we are given n greater or equal to 1, alright, which means that this here n has to be at least 2, because here if n is 1, you will get a1 is equal to s1 minus s0, but s0 is not even valid. So here you have n greater or equal to 2. Okay. So you cannot calculate a1 from this. How do you calculate a1? a1 can simply be calculated from this. Okay, because the sequence starts from the first term, which is a1. So you can simply see s1 will be equal to a1, which is equal to 2 into 1 cube plus 4 is equal to 6 here. Okay, so A1 is 6. A21 you can calculate using this, which will come out to be 6 into 441 minus 6 into 21 plus 2. So again, you need fast calculation skills here to be able to solve these questions fast. Okay, so you got 6 into 441 minus 6 into 21 plus 2. This is what you got, right? Right. And A1 is 6. So 6 into 441 will be 2400 plus 240 plus 6, which is 2646 if I'm not wrong, minus 126 plus 2. Okay. So 2646 minus 126 will be 2520. So this becomes 2522 in total. 2522 plus 6 comes out to be 2528. So if you don't know how to calculate such calculations fast, squares or multiplication, click on the I icon on the top, and then I have attached some videos of mine where we are teaching fast calculations. Okay, so this question is solved. Moving on to question number 7. The number of common terms in the two sequences. This is a very classic question. You need to know how to solve this. So the first term is 15, 19, 23, 27, so on till 415. Second term is 14, 90, and we need to calculate how many common terms are there. So the first common term that we see is 19. So what is the expression for the first series? Nth term will be, so let me write that as an will be 11 plus 4n, or if you want to go the longer route, you can just write it as 15. This is in AP, right? 15 plus n minus 1 into 4, you will get the same thing. Similarly, bn, I am calling the series as b. This will be 5, so this will be 9 plus 5n. Okay, so we have an, we have bn. We need to find how many terms are common between these. So there are multiple ways. The easiest one is to see the common difference of this series is 4, common difference of this series is 5. Okay, and the first common term that is there is 19. So after that, the next common term will have occur after 20. Okay, because the the LCM of this common difference is 20. So let me dig deeper into that so that you understand that in more depth. Okay. So simply see, an is 11 plus 4n, bn is 9 plus 5n. So you have, when you put n is equal to 3 here, in the n equal to 2 here, in the first series you get 19. Okay, so 11 plus 4 into 2 is equal to 19, and in this one you get 9 plus 5 into 2 is equal to 19. Now when you want to get a common value again, what will we do? We'll add something extra to it. Okay, what is the next term after 19? You will add again 4 after that. Again next term you will add 4, next term you will add 4. Here next term you will keep adding 5, 5, 5. So the next term which will be common will be something on the lines of 19 plus 4k1 for the first one, and for the second one it will be 19 plus 5k2. And if these have to be equal, 4k1 has to be equal to 5k2, which means both of these values have to be equal. Okay, so 4k1 has to be equal to 5k2. This will only happen when k1 is a multiple of 5 or k2 is a multiple of 4. Okay. Or both of these terms are divisible by both the LCM of 4 and 5. Okay. So simply let's say k1 is 5 and k2 is 4. So we'll get 20 is equal to 20, and then we'll get next common term. Now put k1 is equal to, let's say k1 right now we put 5. Now if you put k1 is equal to 6, let's say. Okay. So on the left hand side you get 24. On the right hand side there is no way to get 24. Okay. So always 4k1 and 5k2, if these have to be equal, the value will be an LCM of, will be a multiple of LCM of 4 and 5. It is 20. So the first common term now we know is 19. Next common term will be 39. Next common term will be 59, and so on. And what is the last common term that we can have? The last common term has to be less than equal to 415 or 464. So the last term here, which will be, I'll call that Cn, has to be less than equal to 415. Again, this is also an AP. AP with the, what is the expression for this AP? Nth term will be a plus n minus 1 into 20. Okay. This has to be less than or equal to 415. So you get 20n less than or equal to 416. This implies n is less than or equal to 20. 20 point something, because n is always an integer, n is equal to 20. Okay. So from n equal to 1 to n equal to 20, in total there are 20 common terms. So the answer for this one is 20. Okay. So if you want to solve it in a slightly different way, I'll give you a head start and then you can proceed on that method and then get the answer, get the same answer from that method also. Okay. So the term for an is, we saw 11 plus 4n, bn is 9 plus 5n. Okay. And if these have to have a common term, some term in this is equal to some term in this. Okay. Which means 11 plus 4n1 is equal to 9 plus 5n2. Common term is there, but those might occur at different positions. Okay, so that is why n1th term here and 2th term here. So you can write this as 11 plus 4n1 minus 9 divided by 5 is equal to n2, or you can say n2 is equal to 2 plus 4n1 divided by 5. We have already solved the question. We are just looking at another way of solving the same question. So 2 plus 4n1 by 5 is n2, and n2 has to be an integer obviously, right? So we look at what values of n1 will give us n2 as integer. So 2 is even, 4n1 is even. So the numerator has to be a multiple of 10. Okay. So simply I see that at n1 is equal to 2, I get 2 plus 4, 10, and 2 becomes an integer. So n1 equal to 2 is a valid value. Next value has to be, so this, till now we have put this as 10. Can this be 20? If the numerator is supposed to be 24, n1 will have to be 18, which is not possible because 18 is not divisible by 4. So n1 will become a non-integer. Can this become 30? 30 it can become, yes. So 2 plus 4 n1 is equal to 30. That means n1 will come out to be 7. So n1 is equal to 7 is a valid value. Next, the valid value will get at 12. Okay. So n1 is equal to 2 plus 4 n1 equal to 30 is valid. Is 40 valid? 40 is not valid because then 4 n1 will have to be 38, which is not possible. Let's try 50. So 4 n1 comes out to be 48, n1 is 12. Okay. So we see that n1 equal to be 2, 7, 12 and so on. So n1 can be 2, 7, 12 and so on. So whenever we put find the second, 7th or 12th term in the first series, we get a common term. Okay. How many terms exactly are there in the first series? That we can easily find, that is 101 terms. Okay, how do you find that? Simply 415 is equal to 15 plus n minus 1 into 4. So you get n is equal to 101 from here. So in this series 2, 7, 12 and so on, we have to find how many terms will occur here less than equal to 101. Again you will get the answer as 20. Okay, so the answer will be 20. I know I have not solved it completely, but I have done it on purpose so that you dig deeper into this, you think about it from multiple angles and then you gain more conceptual clarity. So think more about this and post the answer in the comments, post how you did it, and if you used any other method to solve this, post that in the comments. So question 8, what is the number of integral solutions for x if the following terms are in AP? Okay. Simply, many of you might be knowing that if some logarithmic terms are in AP, that means those terms within the log are in GP. Okay, we can simply prove that also. So simply if you say log A, log B, log C are in AP. So what does it mean? Twice of log B is equal to log of A plus log of C. This becomes log of B square is equal to log of A into C. This becomes B square is equal to AC. So if any three logarithmic terms are in AP, the indices or the values within the log are in GP. Okay, this means x minus 1, 2x minus 10, x plus 5 are in GP. So we'll get 2x minus 10 whole square is equal to x minus 1 into x plus 5. Okay, I'll erase this thing first of all so that we get more space. Not able to erase that somehow. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. So 2x minus 10 whole square is equal to x minus 1 into x plus 5. This was just some rough work where we proved how this AP is related to GP for logarithmic terms. So open this, so we get 4x square plus 100 minus 40x is equal to x square plus 4x minus 5, right? So x square and 4x square you get 3x square. Then we have minus 44x plus 105 is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation that we get. We can simply find the values of x from here. So x is equal to 44 plus minus under root b square minus 4ac, which means 44 square minus 105 into 3 is 415. Oh, sorry, 315. 315 multiplied by 4 is 1260 divided by 6. Okay. So what is 44 square? If you don't know how to calculate this quickly, again on the I icon there is a video where I am teaching how to calculate fast squares within 3 or 4 seconds. So 44 square you can calculate very quickly using that trick. So make sure you watch that video as well. Okay. So I'll write that here. We have x is equal to 44 plus minus under root 44 square minus 1260 divided by 2. This is what we had, right? Okay. So 44 square, how do you calculate? If you already know that trick from the video, I'll just use that. You do 38 multiplied by 50 minus 36. 38 multiplied by 50, oh sorry, plus 36. 38 multiplied by 50 is simply 1900. Adding 36, you get 1936. 1936 minus 1260, that will be 676. So you get 44 plus minus 26. Because under root of 676 is 26 divided by 2. I'm not writing down each and every step of the calculation so that you also get in this habit of calculating this in your head. If this is too fast for you, that is completely fine. Just pause the video, do some of these calculations yourself and then resume it back. But in the long term, get used to calculating this in your head, okay? So you'll get 22 plus minus 13, or this is divided by 6, okay? I copied the denominator wrong. So in the previous slide we had it divided by 6. So this is divided by 6. So we'll have 22 plus minus 13 divided by 3. This is equal to either 19 divided by 3 or this is 9 divided by 3. So it will be 3 or 35 by 3. 35 by 3 is not an integer, so this is not valid for us because this is only asking for integral solution. So 3 is valid for us. So number of integral solutions will be 1. No. We have to check for the domain of log always. We have done this many times in the past, many quizzes, many mock tests. So you should be knowing this by now. We have to check the domain of log always. So we have to make sure that all of these terms are positive because the domain of log is index should be positive. So x minus 1 being positive means x is greater than 1. For this one we have 2x minus 10 greater than 0. X has to be greater than 5. And this means x has to be greater than minus 5. So x greater than 5 means any solution which has to go through this means that x has to be greater than 5 for this to be valid. Okay, so x equal to 3 is not a valid integral solution. So the number of integral solutions for x in this case are 0. Moving on to last question. So find the sum of 4 multiplied by 9 plus 7 multiplied by 11, 10 multiplied by 13. Okay. So first thing we need to identify here is a pattern. Okay. So we see 4, 9, difference of 5, difference of 4, difference of 3, difference of 2, and then difference of this. So I don't understand much by calculating the difference of this. But if we see the difference of all the first terms, so this is 3, 3 again, 3 again, 2, 2 again, 2 again. Okay. So all the first terms are in a AP, all the second terms are in a AP. So first terms are 4, 7, 10, 13, dot dot dot, 61. Second terms are 9, 11, 13, 15 till 47. Okay. So second one is only odd integers, first one is a different AP. So what is the nth term For this one, nth term, simply you already know how to calculate it. I'll directly write that down. So that will be 1 plus 3n for the first one, an. Bn is 7 plus 2n. Okay, so how many terms exactly are there in this? How do you calculate that? 1 plus 3n equal to 61, which gives you n is equal to 20. So total of 20 terms are there. You can validate this by the second thing also. If you put 20 here, what do you get? 20 into 2 is 40. 40 plus 7 is 47. So again 20 terms. Okay. So what is the each term? So if I calculate this is, if I say what is this is a and b n. Okay. So I'll write tn. What is tn? Tn is an multiplied by bn. So t1 will be a1 into b1, which is this. T2 will be this. Such T20 will be this. Okay. So Tn is equal to 1 plus 3n multiplied by 7 plus 2n. That becomes 6n square plus 21, 23n plus 7. I have not done nothing but multiplied these two things. So Tn becomes this. Okay. Now what I need to do is find the sum of this Tn from n is equal to 1 to 20. That is a set pattern. So we have summation of 6n square plus 23n square plus 23n plus what else do we have? Plus 7. Okay, from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 20. So how do you do this? n square का सम क्या होता है? Sum of first n square, sum of first perfect square, sum of first n perfect squares will be n plus 1, 2n plus 1 by 6 plus 23 into sum of first n terms is n plus 1 by 2, and then sum of first 7 multiplied by 1. Okay, so sum of 1 for 20 times will be 7 into n, and then finally you need to put n is equal to 20 in this. So what do we get? These 6 and 6 get cancelled. This becomes 20 into 21 into 41 plus 23 into 20 divided by 2 is 10 multiplied by 21 plus 7 multiplied by 20 is 147. So you just need to calculate this value. Again, you need a bit of calculation skills for this one. So simply 21 multiplied by 41. Okay, we'll do this quickly. 21 multiplied by 41, how do you get? Just get 21 multiplied by 40. Okay, that is 840, because 21 multiplied by 4 is 84, and then add 21 to it. So you get 861. 861 multiplied by 20. So 861 multiplied by 2 will be 1600 plus 122, 1722. So you get 70 220 plus 23 into 21 will be 483, and then 4830 plus 147. Okay, so 4830 plus 147, this is total 4977. Is that right? Okay, that is completely right. Oh, I made a mistake here. So this is 7 into 20, right? 140, not 147. This is 140. This is 140. So we'll get 4970 here. Adding 17 to 20 and 4970, we'll get 22,190. So this is the answer for this question, 22,190. So these were the last 4 questions of the quiz that we had on our Facebook group today, sequences and series. So I hope you understood all of these solutions, and whatever you got wrong in the quiz or whatever you got wrong yourself, you got to know the gap in concept that you have, and you got to learn some new tips and tricks, gain some conceptual clarity out of it. So I'm sure that this was a great learning experience for you. And more important than that is to come on the Facebook group to attend these sessions live, so that you are able to interact with other aspirants. You are able to take these quizzes and mock tests live, and all of the winners get one-on-one mentoring and doubt solving session with me. So that is also going to be a great addition in your CAT preparation. Okay, because there will be a lot of things that aspirants want to know. They have problems with respect to preparation. कुछ भी बहुत subjective questions होते हैं लोगों के कि स्पीड नहीं आ रही, एक्यूरेसी नहीं आ रही, या किस सेक्शन पे कितना फोकस करें, इसमें स्कोर आ रहा है, इसमें नहीं आ रहा, मॉक टेस्ट में ये प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. So all of those questions will be answered in these one-on-one mentoring calls with me. And even if you do not manage to come in the top 3, you can always post on the Facebook group, you can message me personally, and all of your doubts will be answered there by me personally. Okay, so make sure to join this Facebook group here where you can attend these quizzes and mock tests live and the other mentoring sessions that we have. And make sure to like the video, comment whatever if you like the video, and comment whatever topics you want me to pick in the future, okay? Because we are having these weekly quizzes on Sunday 11 p.m. So post in the comments what topics would you like to see in the future, and definitely do subscribe to the channel for all upcoming videos, be it quizzes, mocks, or other conceptual videos. All the best, keep learning.